Okay, guys. So what we're going to do today is we're going to finish off the program that we started last lesson. Apologies, I can't be there, but I will, once I see you, I will explain what I am doing. Now, so to start off with, what I'm going to now do is we're going to start having a look now at this troubleshooter part, okay? So if you have not already, get this video paused, and can everybody open up this program, please? Okay. If you haven't got it, then what I'll do is I will put this program as it stands in the files in Teams, just in case you missed Wednesday's lesson. Okay. So I will put that in now, actually. Yeah. So I will put that in now, just so you guys can access that whenever you guys want. Just look at this, Python 3.9, wrong one. Now, while I'm playing around with this, make sure that you guys have got your program loaded up, please. Right, okay, it's all in there. Okay, so we're going to go from here. All right. Now, because we're going to go from here, what you'll find is all the stuff that I'm going to go through is going to be relatively straightforward up until probably around about 3 or 4 lines, which I will explain. Okay. So to start off with, now we have got, just a recap, we have got our main menu system, we've got our website functionality, so it will pop up a web browser if I ask for Apple, but if I ask for Samsung. And inside of here now you should have keywords, which are key variables, which will display keywords, which will mean the same thing, and then the solution to that problem. So this is obviously if the phone's been wet, this is obviously if the speaker's not working, and then the solution is at the end of the list. Okay, so what I'm now going to do is, because I need to now obviously loop around this, I'm going to do the following. So I'm going to put array equals to brackets, square brackets, and I'm going to use these words. I'm going to put wet speaker. Now you should have more than them too. All right, so you just put in all of your array names, all your variables, put all them in there. All right, so now I've done that and now I'm set up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in as follows. I'm going to put phone equals to input. Okay, what is wrong with your phone? This is where now they are going to ask. Now don't forget, what I am going to do is I'm going to put dot lower there, again using a bit of input sanitization. Now this is where now we use something that we have not done before. Okay, so I'm going to put in words equals to phone dot split. Okay, and what that split function will do is whatever is inputted inside of here, all right, will just be split up into like a little mini array basically. Okay, so let's just say I put my phone is wet, so it will look at my and it'll search for all of this. It'll look for phone, it'll search all of these keywords, it'll search for is, and it'll search for wet. And obviously if it's wet, then now we need to put in some for loops to match up with this. I'm going to put in, this is where it gets a little bit tricky now, because we're going to use for loops. Okay, so it's for word in words. So this is basically going to look for the words inside the word inside of words. So this is scanning through the whole of this. Okay, so imagine, let's just put in here, if I put hash and I put in my phone is wet, all that is doing is this for word in words, that is just scanning that then it's scanning that, then it's scanning that, then it's scanning that. We don't use a constant because this could be a big paragraph or this could be just a couple of words. So we just use it as a variable so we know it'll scan everything. So for iron range, okay, we have all used these before, and it's going to be the length of the array. Okay, because what we have done is we have got an array here, and we're going to search for now around all that. So I've looped around all this. Now I'm looping around all of that. Okay, but now specifically I'm going to put in this. This is something different now, 4K in range, and then I'm going to put in length of the array, and I want to look at all of the items inside of the list. So that's all that is. Okay, now by doing that, what that's allowed me to do is that's allowed me to search through this as a first loop, that as a second loop, and then a third loop as all of this. Okay, that's what that's doing for me. All right. So once I've done all my looping around now, I'm going to put in if array, and this is going to be the I, okay, which is going to be this. So in other words, I stick to that. And then I'm going to put in K, so in other words, what the keyword is. All right, is equal to word. So whatever that keyword is equal to, I'm going to print array I minus 1, because that minus 1, what that will actually do for us is that will actually give us the last thing in the list. It will print out the last item in the list, which is our solution. Okay, so what I'm now going to do is I'm now just going to pull that up a sec, and I'm just going to test that. So I'm going to put in here Troubleshooter. Okay, and I'm going to run. Let's just say my phone is wet. I have now got an error. Okay, and my error there is I need an integer, obviously there. So supported operand for minus list and int. Okay, so what that's actually telling me is I need to put my that inside of then. And now we try it again. And we try it again. What was the other one that I had? Let's just say my phone is always on silent. Bam, sorted. Okay, so now that works. Okay, now that is extendable. So that basically means that you can extend it wherever you want and however big you want it to go. All it means is you've just got to extend this and extend this as well. All right. So now that works. What I'm now going to do is this. We're now going to write it now to a file. Okay, because what will happen is in a shop, let's just say you go in there for a query, that shop will say, okay, your order number is 275. All right, so what we're now going to do is we're now going to write it to a file, but we're going to produce a sort of a number. But what I'm going to do is, and the extension is to actually for you to make a to make it give it an actual a random number. But what I'm going to do for this, just for now, is I want to just put in a phone number because that is going to be legit for that person. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to ask for their name. Got a typo. Okay, then I'm going to have number equals to input. What is your phone number? Okay, just so obviously you can call the customer back. So here we go. So file equals to open. Then I'm going to put in name because I want to open this as their name. That's what I'm doing now. Okay, and I'm going to put .txt. And then once I've done that, I'm going to put in comma and I'm going to put in right. Okay. So by doing that, all I'm doing now is I'm opening up a file, which is the name of the customer. Okay. So now I need to file.write. Name plus. Now, as part of this, I'm going to put in a \n. That \n will just send me on to the next line. So file.write number. I couldn't think of the name then. There we go. Oh. Okay. File.write. I'm now going to put in here phone. So I'm going to print out what their question was. And then I'm going to go file.write. And then I want the solution. So to print out the solution, it's array. It is I. It is -1. Okay. Once that is done, I can just go into here, file.close. Okay. So let's see if this works. So I'm just going to drag this out a bit. I'm just going to run this. So let's just say my phone is wet, as I said before. Put it in right. Okay, what is my name? My name is Adam. My phone number is blah 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 blah. Now, if you'll notice now, I've now got a capital A for Adam there. I tested this earlier on. If I go into there now, it's given me my name, my phone number. It's given me what the question was and what has been suggested for that person. Okay. And now, guys, that is the program actually complete. So, like I said to you, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to make sure that you put in as many different things as you can think of inside of it. Okay. Now, the more you've put in there, the more you will have of having a robust system. Okay. Now, once you have done that, all right, and you have added the variables to the list here, nothing here needs to change. Nothing at all has got to change. So the whole program, that is the most difficult part to understand. All right. So what I want you to do as part of this now is add more things into this. I want you to put that in as much as you possibly can in terms of adding in more things that can go wrong with a phone. And then what I would like you then to do is to annotate each line of code inside of it. Okay. When that is done, obviously test it, run the whole functionality of the program and make sure it works. Okay. Once that is done, what I'd like you then to do is to jump back into your programming challenges and to finish off where you left off from last time. Now, I would suggest that this is going to take you quite a while to get your head around it, because I'm expecting your program to be much bigger than mine. One thing that will be quite good inside of here as well is to try and create a random number and to write the random number in the file, just as like the case number as well. All right, and maybe concatenate it. So I'll output it something like case number is, and then you give like a random number. That'll be perfect. Okay. So that is it. I should be back in halfway through the lesson, so I'm going to pop in and see you anyway, guys. Okay. So thank you very much. And as I say, if I'm not back in just before, well, I should be back in, but if I'm not, then I will make sure that I come round and speak to you all. Cheers, guys.